Positive behavior and discipline. Positive guidance and areas to consider. Ages, stages, and developmental milestones of the children. Don't punish or scold. Defining behaviors that are acceptable and unacceptable. Teach socially acceptable behaviors. Ignore behaviors you want the child to change. One correct way does not exist. Pay attention to pro-social behaviors, preventing harmful behaviors. Redirect energy when appropriate, and timeout doesn't work. Ages and stages. Depending on the current age of the child and the stage of their current development, you might see the following. This is pretty typical for most toddlers. Toddlers like to use their voices. They can be heard shouting no. They can make humming sounds that are really loud. They like to hear themselves. Sometimes they will go from toy to toy, picking up and dumping toys, making a mess. This is very normal for this age and stage of development. This is not considered a misbehavior at all. Teaching the classroom rules and physically guiding children will help them learn. Temperament and tantrums, especially the terrible twos or the terrible threes, are real. These are normal for this age and stage of development. We, the adult, needs to make sure the child's physical needs in terms of sleep, hunger, thirst, toileting are met. Oftentimes, children exhibit behaviors for this age that are viewed as misbehaviors, but really, they have physical needs that need to be met. Hangry, hungry and tired is a real thing. All children need choices. Give them choices. One or two simple choices. You can play with the cars, you can play with the balls. That's all they need. Anything more will be overwhelming. Let them make the choice. Don't punish or scold. Instead, define what is unacceptable. Punishment leads to low self-esteem. We don't want that in our little kids. These kids are so precious and dear. Let's give them a head start. Provide them with guidance or classroom rules, and these should be clear and simple to understand. The shoes, where it says walking feet, tell them, let's use walking feet inside. Hands are for helping, not hurting. Quiet mouth, inside voices, please. Ears are for listening. Eyes are for looking. Young children don't really understand what they did. That would be classified as misbehavior. They're just learning how to behave. Defining for them what is unacceptable will help them make the distinction. Teaching these rules as guidance will help. Behavior mistakes happen. Allow them. They're practicing. Provide them choices instead. Teach acceptable behaviors and when to ignore behaviors. Socially acceptable behaviors are also called pro-social behaviors. Adults need to model these behaviors so the children can see them in action. Teaching empathy, kindness, and how to be gentle will go a long way. Physically guiding children with demonstrations will help. Show them how to pet the cat gently, how to hold the book and turn the pages gently. This will reinforce what you're teaching. Always give the children praise when they're doing the right things. Give them a high five or a thumbs up. Let them know that you see what they're doing and what they're doing is right. Behaviors that can be ignored would be behaviors like whining, arguing, and screaming. These are attention-seeking behaviors. And paying attention to these behaviors would be considered rewarding this behavior. We don't want to do that. Instead, give them choices. Don't ignore any dangerous behavior where the child can get hurt or others can get hurt. This behavior might look like climbing way up high on the top shelf or jumping off the kitchen table. That behavior needs to be stopped. Physically move the child. Give them an alternative with a redirection of a toy choice. There isn't just one right way. All children are unique individuals. They have their own temperament and way of learning, depending on their current stage of development. You might have to reinforce the classroom guidance like hands are for helping, not hurting, more often with one child than another. That's okay. Just remember to stay consistent with all the guidance and all the children. This will enhance what you're teaching and support it. Pay attention to positive behaviors. Prevent harmful behaviors before they happen. When you see a child exhibiting positive behavior, make sure to tell them, I see you reaching the books to hand to the baby. Nice job. Or you're doing terrific. Thank you for sharing your toys. Or you can always say, thank you for remembering to use your inside voice. It's so nice. This will reinforce what you're teaching as guidance and also will call positive attention to the child's positive behaviors so their peers can listen. They will too understand what you're asking them to do. Make sure you let them know. Even if a child is just playing quietly, let them know you are proud of them for choosing to play quietly. After all, that was a responsible choice they made. Preventing harmful behavior is important. It's necessary to mitigate this behavior before it could happen. Keep the medicine cabinet with medicines and cleaning supplies in a locked area. No children should be able to access that. Furniture placement can secure electrical outlets from children. A barrier in front of the fireplace will keep children away from it. Locking the patio door so children cannot have unsupervised access outside, and even placing a mobile device on top of a shelf will be out of sight, out of reach, and out of mind. A child who might bite a peer, who is still developing communication skills, provide them with a chewy necklace that they can wear. Pre-planning will go a long way. Redirect energy when it's appropriate. No doubt about it, children are spontaneous and like to have fun. We can support their ideas by redirecting some of their choices for safety. If a child is tossing metal cars way up high in the living room, they might fall on someone or on themselves. Give them a stuffed animal, foam cars to play with. Soft toys will provide a much softer landing. If a child is jumping off the couch, have a dance party. Turn on music. It's fun for everyone. Always provide choices for the child. We're asking to try to show them they can still have fun, but in a safe way. Ask them, would you rather play indoors or outdoors? This supports respect and supports their choice. Very important for self-regulation and self-positive confidence. Time out doesn't work. Remember, young children don't always understand what they did that was unacceptable. Sometimes they need to be moved to another area altogether. Often they are working on self-regulation skills when they are misbehaving. Temper tantrums can occur. If the child needs to be moved away from the play space, it's okay to move them. Using the words time out can cause a child to feel humiliation and embarrassed. We don't want them to associate having to leave a group because of them being bad. That is not what we're doing. Try changing the terminology. Say, let's take a break, or let's visit a feel better spot. There we can look through a picture book together and decide how you're feeling, identify feelings for them and name them. This gives validation to a child that you understand how they feel, you can hear them, and it's showing you respect them. When they're ready, the child will often tell you, I'm ready to go play again. By then, you will see that they have self regulated themselves and they really are ready to go back and join the group. Thank you for viewing my video today. I enjoyed learning and working with the group of children I have on self regulation, discipline, and guidance.